Hi all, so I just wanted to do a quick video to show you how I set up a DIY kiosk donation system in my local church. So I'm going to show you what kit I've purchased, the different options you have in terms of payment gateways, how you get this set up, how you can get some special offers as well, how you can get some premium give a little accounts for free as well. So it's really useful. Everything is linked in the description below this video to all of the kit that I've purchased here. You can buy using the links below. Also, I do offer this as a service, so if you find this all a little bit too much to set up yourselves, I do provide a service whereby I will just have this delivered to you already set up, already configured for you to put into your church or into your community hall or into your organization, and it's just ready to go. But it's not that difficult. You can do it yourselves, and I'm just going to show you how to do that now. So essentially what you will need a tablet. So the recommended tablet for this kind of kiosk is the Lenovo. It's the M8. Now you can buy this new, it does cost around £100, but naturally this DIY setup is going to be so much cheaper than purchasing an off-the-shelf product where you could be looking at over £1,000. So this is going to come in at around £200, so it's a lot less. So the Lenovo M8, this one I bought second-hand, so new they're only £100, but you can pick them up second-hand for around £50, even £40 I've seen them. This one cost me £50, it's brand new, it was all sealed in the box, it was just an unwanted gift. So if you're patient and you look out, and I actually got this one on the Facebook marketplace. So you need your Lenovo tablet, and I'll explain why it has to be an Android tablet and not an iPad, for example, with iOS, and I'll explain that in a moment when we talk about the apps that you're going to need to put onto this. The next thing you're going to need is your payment processing system. So as you can see there, I'm using the SumUp. So you can use two different payment methods with the Give a Little, and I'll explain what Give a Little is in a minute. So you have the choice of SumUp, or you have the choice of a Stripe payment processor, which is the WisePad 3. So both have their pros and cons, but what essentially we didn't want is any ongoing costs. We don't want any monthly fees. We just simply wanted to pay a percentage if someone does donate some money. And that's why we've gone for the SumUp. Having done that now, we have seen that WisePad do have an offer, a reduced offer for Church of England churches. So that may have been a better option. It's a slightly lower commission that they take, but this is really good. This is just 1.69 of any donation that is taken. But please do check, because it does change. But that's at time of me making this set, it was 1.69 that SumUp take. But I believe that you can get a cheaper deal now with Stripe, which is the WisePad terminal, but please do check that. So you're going to need that as well. You're also going to need some additional leads, some couplers here, some USB couplers, and you're also going to need something to put it in, a case. So I've opted for this case here. This is the Payas LM84 DIY case, and that allows me to insert my Lenovo M8 tablet in here, and either my SumUp payment processing terminal, this one here, or the WisePad terminal here. So it's great that you have that option, and I'll be showing you how you put this together in a moment. So essentially there's three areas that you need to think about. So there's your services, which is essentially what you're going to use to drive your donation system. So I've used Give a Little. Now Give a Little up to £1,000 a month is free, but that is for a basic system, and that doesn't allow you to do things like our gift aid, for example. It doesn't allow you to configure the screens and that kind of thing. So that's why we wanted a premium account. So to get a premium account, you then start paying monthly, and that's anything over £1,000 is going to be around, the first tier I believe is around £7.50 a month. But the good news is, if you are Church of England members, through the Parish Buying, you can get a premium account with Give a Little for free, and that's what we've done here. Again, all the links to the Parish Buying, all the links are below in this video, and it's really straightforward. So that's really the first thing that you need to do, is to apply to the Parish Buying. You just need to be a registered church, Church of England, to be accepted. And once you have that, they'll provide you with a URL to go over to the Give a Little website and register with Give a Little, and you will get that premium account for free, which is fantastic because it allows you gift aid options. It allows you, which is going to give you 25% on top of the donation that's made. You can have remote management of this. You can have all those advanced features via the Give a Little, and it's not going to cost you anything. So this whole system here will be operating in my church, and it won't cost them anything unless someone donates, and then a percentage is taken from that. So the other thing you're going to need, so that's your services. So the other things is the hardware you're going to need, and that's essentially what you're seeing here. And then you're going to need your software or apps. So really the software is just the Give a Little app, which will go on here on this Android device. So Give a Little do not do an iOS option, so it has to be Android, and that's why we've opted for this Lenovo M8. And also what we're going to be putting on top of this is something called Fully Kiosk Browser. And what that does is it locks this down, it locks the Lenovo down, so that no one can come into the church, come out of the Give a Little app and start playing with the Lenovo, changing the settings and doing all sorts of things. It locks it into that app, which is really nice, and you just have a special key that you enter if you want to come out of the app and back into the Lenovo itself. So that Fully Kiosk Browser, there is a free version, but the free version doesn't give you the functionality that you will need to lock this down properly. It's not expensive, it's about $8.99. It's a one-off payment. Once you've purchased the app, you don't have to purchase anything else. The other great thing about the Fully Kiosk Browser is it allows you to turn the screen off, and if you can do motion sensing and also sound sensing. So if the church door, if it hears that the church door has been opened, it will switch on, it will come alive, and it will be instantly on that donation screen, and I'll be showing you that in a moment. Okay, so what I'll do now is I'll show you how to put this together. There is a link in the description below this video to a PDF that shows you exactly how you route all the cables through this casing. This one here is the stripe, the WisePad 3, but I'm going to set it up here with the SumUp. It is exactly the same. It would just be, you'll be using this slot here instead of this slot. But this is available, this PDF is available in the description below this video. Okay, so I'll zoom in a little bit and I'll show you how you set this up. Okay, so as I mentioned earlier, the casing that we're going to be using is the Pay-As LM84 DIY Frame. I've opted to purchase these legs as well because we didn't want it on the wall or sitting flat on the desk there. We wanted it slightly tilted, so these just screw to the back, and then that allows the portal, or this kiosk here, just to be sitting at a nice angle for people to see when they walk into the church, which is really nice. But these are an optional extra. They're only £10 extra, but that's what we've got those for. So they're the first things that you need to attach to your kiosk, your case. So I'm just going to do that now, and then I'll come back and show you how to put everything into the actual case itself. Okay, so I've got my feet here screwed onto the actual casing itself, so that's ready. So what you now need to do is just take out one of the pop-outs here, depending on what payment processor you're going to use. So I'm using the SumUp payment processor, which sits in here, so I'm just going to remove that case in there. So the first thing I do is just to get this hub in. So this is going to power both your Lenovo, and it's going to split the power between this incoming power supply here, which I'll show you in a moment, and it's going to power the Lenovo, and it's also going to power up the SumUp card as well, and it would do your WisePad if you had that. So the first thing I do is I just clip that in, and just everything clips in really nicely, and that just slips under here, under this little lip here. So I'm just going to pop that in. You can see it just slots in really, really nicely in here, and then this cable just simply runs up and runs through I just check my diagram. Okay, so that just runs up here on the outside like so. And then all we do is we put our coupler, our USB, which is a female to female coupler, on that end piece like so. And then what plugs into that there is what is going to power up your Lenovo M8, and that's going to be this cable here, which has a right angle on both ends there, as you can see. So that just simply plugs into the coupler like so, and then that cable comes around and round the back of this clip here, and it comes all the way around here, and then that's going to plug into your Lenovo there. Okay, so I'm not just going to put that last bit in there, because what I want to do first is I just want to run the power cable. So this is the cable that is supplied with the SumUp machine, and then that one just runs in here as well. So I'm just going to do that, but it runs back the other way. So that just plugs in the top slot of your USB hub like so, and then that just runs around the top like so. It runs down through this gap, and then it runs up the back of here. Actually, let's just take that off so you can see, and then that will run into the back of the SumUp card, which I'm going to do now. So I'm just going to plug that in and then just pop that SumUp card in, and then I just like to put this cable over the top of that one in that groove, and then that's it. You're ready to plug in your Lenovo there. Okay, so we're pretty much there. So all we need to do now is to connect up the power, the main power, to this hub here. So it provides power to both the devices that are in here. So I've just opted for a long lead here, which has a right angle USB on one end. As I say, all of these leads, there's links below to them to tell you exactly what they are. And that simply just plugs in the bottom here of your hub. Okay, like so. Just going to lift that slightly. And then that just sits in that channel, sits there, and then that will just plug into the provided USB plug that comes with your Lenovo. But that's a nice long lead there, and we're going to need that in the church to run to the nearest power supply. And that is pretty much it. You're pretty much ready to go. That's configured. So I'm going to put this breakout back in because we don't need that. Okay, and then all we need to do now is to put in our tablet, our Lenovo M8. And there's your camera there. So this essentially goes in upside down because you have your power socket here. Naturally, it's just going to auto rotate, which is not a problem. And this just really clips in quite nicely. So what I'm going to do is, just to make things easy, I'm going to plug the Lenovo in first, and then I'm going to slot this in. And there it clips in, and we're pretty much ready now to put the case in on the top. So I'm just going to tell you a little bit more about what comes supplied. So you get this little envelope with some screws and some little keys, and I'm just going to explain what they're for. So you have this Allen key here, and you have these screws. So these are not normal screws. So if someone does come into the church and they try to undo it, they're going to need an Allen key, this special Allen key, to undo it, and that's really just going to slow people down a little bit if they do have an intention of taking this. But I'm going to lock this as well, and I'll show you that in a moment. So these screws just go round to hold the lid onto the case. You also have this key here as well, so you get supplied 2 of these, and that enables you to access the power button on both the SumUp card and also the Lenovo. So it's a special key. It needs to go in a certain way, pushes through and allows you to turn it on, and I'll show you that in a moment. So all we need to do is really just put the case on, and I hope it's coming across there just how good this donation machine looks. It's absolutely fantastic. We've actually had an event last night, a carol service, and we didn't have this. This only arrived today, and we just had the tablet and the SumUp machine lying there. And though we did a collection during the service, at the end this was just sitting on the desk, and we managed to raise an extra £70 through people doing the donations, using this for donations. So we're super happy with it already. So as I mentioned, to turn it on, all you do is you simply use this key. It can only go in one way. Press, and you can see it turns both the SumUp card on and also the Lenovo, and I'll just show you that starting up. And what you will notice here is that it goes straight into the Give a Little app with the donation amounts coming up, which is fantastic. So if there is a power failure, or it loses power for some period of time and comes back on, then it's going to go straight back into the app. It's not just going to be left on a default Android screen, which is fantastic. And that's the really great thing about the fully Kiosk browser. Okay, so I just let that start up, and then I'll just show you what it looks like. You can also get this in black. We've opted for the white, and we're going to use this space here just to put some information on here about what projects we have, why we're trying to raise money for the church, what repairs need doing, and how their donation is going to contribute to keeping the church going. So we're just going to have that printed, laminated, and just stuck in this area here. So you can see there is the screen has turned around. It's checking for updates. So essentially what it's doing is it's checking to see if we've made any changes to the amounts. It's already connected to our SumUp machine. And there it is, there are our amounts. And this just works so fantastically. So let me just show you how that works. So if I was to donate, wanting to donate £5, so I just click the 5. It will then ask me to scan my phone, my card. And then all I would do is just touch the machine with my card. There is also a slot at the top for you to put a machine in, put a credit card in as well. You can use Apple Pay. It just makes it so super simple to donate. It's just a click of a button, and tap your phone, tap your card, and the payment's done, and it'll come up with a thank you screen as well. You do also have the option here to do gift aid, as I mentioned earlier, with that premium Give a Little account. We've not done that. We just want to keep it as simple as possible at the moment before we offer receipts or gift aid, but all those options are available in the settings. Okay, so I'll just let that go back. So what essentially will happen now is this will sit here for we've set it for 30 minutes. If it doesn't detect any sound, it doesn't detect anything through the camera here, so that's why we've opted to have the camera open. It will blank the screen. The screen will blank just to preserve the screen, and then if it picks up any noise, and I mean essentially it is any tiny bit of noise, or it sees anything through its camera, it will just turn back on. It will just turn the screen back on, which is fantastic. Okay, so I hope that helps. If you so all I need to do now really is just to do these screws up around the side to secure the top on, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this lock here. I'm going to use this lock to secure it into the church. So what I'm going to do is just stick that onto the back, and then this locks, and then that's going to go round the leg of one of the tables, and that's just going to prevent, it's not a foolproof system by any means, but it will just prevent people from picking it up, putting it in their bag. They're going to have to work a little bit harder if they want to steal this, but I don't think that's going to happen. And yeah, we'll see how it goes. Okay, so I hope you found that useful. If you do want me to do this for you, if you do want me to set this up for your church or for your organisation or for your charity, I'm happy to do it. There's details in the description below this video where you can contact me, and I'll give you all of the details, but I hope you could see there how simple it is if you want to do it yourself. As I mentioned earlier, all of the links, all of the information is in the description below this video. Okay, so I hope you found that useful. Thanks very much for watching.